The first question I'm going to pose to the group here is who is currently using AI in the sales and marketing area in your organization? And give us a little brief of kind of how you're doing that. And tell me the third piece of this is, are you in the crawl phase, the walk phase, or the run phase, or maybe the sprint phase? So, anybody want to be the first ones to talk about it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm seeing AI in the sales process consistently, but generally it's very specific tasks that are applying. So one would be what we're doing with helping clients better find customers. So as you know, I work a lot.
And I come from the enterprise space and was very fortunate to sell Salesforce, SAP CRM, Clarify, Microsoft Dynamics. The challenge today is taking those clunky solutions and kind of automating them and moving, making them more relevant. So as Dean suggested, today they're bolting on AI to those systems and trying to make it work and more task oriented, but not end to end from an infrastructure perspective. So the real disruption is going to come when people stop thinking of traditional sales process and CRM and start thinking of what's the best way for me to get customer relevant engagement on the fly. And I think that's the new frontier. So.
I think also it's important to understand that AI integration in classic CRM tools like Salesforce and HubSpot are making their way more common in businesses. And what we're starting to see is the agentic connectors are also starting to branch out. So for example, ChatGPT announced today that you'll be able to connect SharePoint directly with permissions and they've got a connector for that now. So as that becomes more prevalent, you'll start to see CRM process shifting. It'll be more proactive and more guided journeys than it is ad hoc, setting up your sales funnel, et cetera. I think that'll lead to more sales as we go.
We are, and my focus is that we are on an old legacy systems. We're on a premise-based owned software CRM. We are on a premise-based phone platform and a Modex designed website. And rather than do incremental step ups, I want to skate to where the puck will be on a tech stack upgrade. And we're looking at how do we create return on time more than return on investment through an integrated approach with maybe HubSpot for CRM and marketing and maybe Ask Elephant or Otter or one of these things sort of running over top of it, which is mining intelligence out of this thing and creating meeting summaries.
Have something that can adapt to any conversation that customer might have. It doesn't matter if they're doing consolidations of ERP or coming up with a new product line or coming up with new science for a new product that they may want to go to market with. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now you have something that's really cool that you can sit and have this conversation with a customer. We're talking about what's in the future today. We showed this to Google this past week, and they referred to this, the level 42 product as, and the term was elite. And when I say elite, they said, we haven't seen anything that's been written in pure AI for AI, and especially in an enterprise level. So let's imagine we're back with a customer. And we say, do you mind if we go through this? And he says, no. And so for 15 or 20 minutes, you sit and you talk to them about gathering those requirements and the stakeholders. And you can do the stakeholder analysis and you can do all the workshops if you want to go that far. In a full BRD, you obviously do. But in this first meeting, it's fairly quick to get through that. And then you would look at him and say, would you like to see a project plan for how this might work? And sure, the project plan comes out. Not only does the project plan come out, but all the documentation with that project plan, all the diagrams, everything comes out in the beginning. And you kind of get his eyebrow raises. So this is pretty cool. And then you say, well, if we do this, are you going to have to send this out for an RFP? Yes. Do you have an idea of what that would look like? And you say, Mr. Customer, let me show you. So level 42, can you go ahead and create the RFP that we would send out? And it will. And then you ask, Mr. Customer, do you have a way to evaluate these RFPs when they come back in? No. Do you have somebody that's going to, well, let's just solve that one first. So you say level 42, can you give me a weighted average model and show me how we would evaluate these proposals when they come back in based on the feature?